morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. We are live from the Geneva Auto Show, have a ton of awesome cars to show you today, so let's get moving. Lamborghini have released two new cars, a new Spider and Roadster. Let's check them out. Well, here it is, guys, Lamborghini's new Huracan Evo Spider. It's of course based on the Huracan. It's a facelifted version with the top removed. 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V10, power has been bumped up to 630 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. Compared to the coupe, this weighs 265 pounds more. Compared to some of its carbon fiber monocoque competitors, that's actually a pretty large weight increase from the Spider over the coupe, but still not a crazy amount. The top drops in just 17 seconds at up to 31 miles an hour. On the interior, we have some differences as well. We have a beautiful new 8.4-inch touchscreen, which is something the Huracan absolutely needed to viben up the interior. We've also got stunning new seats. The launch color is known as Verde Selvins, a kind of more vibrant version of Verde Mantis. I quite like it. Now, some impressive features of the Huracan Evo: it actually produces 5 times more downforce than the regular Huracan does. That's due to a new front fascia and splitter, as well as underbody development, as you can see, this integrated spoiler and new rear diffuser as well. The Huracan Evo Spider is going to start at $287,400, and I quite like it. The new front bumper design not only is aerodynamically more efficient and produces more downforce, it also looks significantly better than the first generation Huracan. Kind of an angry mix of the Performante and the new generation. I absolutely love the way the front fascia is. Check out how beautiful these carbon fiber seats are, especially with that manual adjustment lever in the center there and all of its green accents. There we have the 8.4-inch touchscreen display. Something the original Huracan was missing is a spoiler. Check it out how it's integrated with a gap here for airflow to pass through. And I love the dual split exhaust in the center like the Performante. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of Spiders, but in this case, I actually like the look and body lines more of the Huracan Evo Spider than the coupe. And here we have another new car from Lamborghini, the Aventador SVJ Roadster. The coupe, they made 900 units. The Roadster, they are only making 800. And this is the last hurrah of the naturally aspirated V12. The next generation is going to be a downsized V12 with hybridization. 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 making 759 horsepower. It also matches the coupe's top speed at 217 miles an hour. Because of the carbon fiber panels for the Roadster roof, it only weighs 110 pounds more than the coupe as well, so acceleration isn't hindered much at all. The color of this launch car is known as Bronzo Zenus, and it looks absolutely stunning. The interior is finished in white, which apparently is one of 350 different colors you can spec using the Ad Personam program for the Aventador SVJ. Like the coupe, the SVJ uses ALA 2.0 active aero. You can see some of those elements in the front splitter right here. Such a distinctive front end. Come around to the side, compared to the standard Aventador S, we've got a much larger side intake, and of course that signature crazy wing. Looking into the interior, pretty similar to the standard Aventador, although the seats are slightly different. Of course, we've got the SVJ logos, and then around back is where things get truly, truly wild. Look at that rear diffuser. I gotta say, this might be one of the best looking cars they have ever made. Base price of the SVJ Roadster starts at $50,000 more than the coupe, $570,000. Look who I have bumped into. We got Seb Delaney and Mr. JWW.
Fancy seeing you here.
That is Fancy seeing you. That is you guys.
You come across the pond this time.
I have come a long way to see the show, but I think it is so worth it.
We've struggled to come all the way over here.
My flight was at least an hour.
The jet lag. is hitting me. I mean, it's an hour.
I can't imagine the
it's
time
tricky.
difference.
Did you even?
Mine's only 9 hours.
So what's been worth it? What's been worth the 9-hour time zone difference?
I don't know.
Vehicle
I'm still thinking. What about you?
I haven't
Cash.
seen the new Koenigsegg.
They just pulled the covers off
You've
that.
seen them.
Yeah, you filmed an
That I
exclusive
can
video
now
on it.
announce that. Yeah, so I've had that under embargo for a while, but it's really quite a cool story because they've named it after Christian's dad. So it's called the Jesko.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jesko.
and it's Jesko, and they've developed a very trick new gearbox, right? So for me, what let down Koenigsegg's in the past was they had this like single clutch
Yeah,
alternating
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
which was cool because it dealt with all of the torque and power, but it didn't quite have the responsiveness of a twin clutch. The twin clutch couldn't deal with all the torques that they want.
Okay.
So they've developed their own in-house
Now it has 7
gearbox.
clutches.
It's got 9. It has 9.
I was joking.
9
I was
clutches.
completely kidding.
No, really?
It has 9.
It has 9 clutches, and it works on a similar derailing system to how a bike chain works. A lot
Right.
more sophisticated than that.
That is
But
the most Koenigsegg thing I've ever
the most
heard.
It's a thing ever, and it's half the weight and half the size of a twin clutch box, but operates in the same capacity.
And so now
Bonkers.
they can deal with the torque, they can
It's over
deal
there.
with the power.
Yeah, it's over there.
That
It's
is
amazing.
insane.
It is insane.
In the next video, we are absolutely checking out the new
I
Koenigsegg.
don't need to talk about it
It's
anymore.
amazing.
Yeah, no, he's covered
just
it all.
Splice in my voiceover, get some B-roll on it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Check out this Tech Art body kit for the 911 Turbo S. You can tell it's a Turbo S from the side intake here, but of course we've got GT3 RS style front fenders and a crazy forged carbon front splitter and hood with 2 Nakaducks. That is wild. And here we have a more subdued version of the Turbo S. It's a Seat Minimo. Look at those doors. It's actually a really cool concept for a 2-seater. We've got 1 seat in the front and then 1 seat directly behind it. Just imagine all the parking opportunities with that thing. Check this out, Subaru Visiv Adrenaline concept. Absolutely awesome looking off-road SUV coupe style vehicle. Hope this comes to reality. The headlights and lower LED lights are absolutely stunning. Look how cool and rugged that wheel and tire design is. It'll be interesting to see in the future if 2-door SUVs actually start to catch on. It's not the most practical thing in the world, but it certainly looks really cool. R35 GTR looking absolutely epic. I'm hoping someday soon we'll get to see the R36. Those BBS wheels are gorgeous. Next to me is the new Ferrari, the successor to the 488, the F8 Tributo. It has been 10 years since the release of the 458, and that means it is time for an entirely new car. The front end has been completely redesigned. It is much sharper than the 488. Where the 488, it felt almost like a step back from the 458 in terms of its looks. This is progress in a forward direction. It's got an S-duct that's redesigned from the Pista, which results in an increase in downforce of 15% over the 488. It also looks stunning at the same time. The air travels through here and then up the S-duct, leading to an increase in downforce. It's powered by the same 3.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8 as the 488, although power has been increased by 49, leading to a total of 710 horsepower. That makes it the most powerful production V8 Ferrari in history. Ferrari says production because it makes the exact same amount of power as the limited production Pista. The Tributo is 88 pounds lighter than the 488, although it still is 110 pounds heavier than the Pista, but still, power-to-weight ratio basically identical to the Pista, which might make some Pista owners a little bit frustrated, as it basically is a Pista for the masses. Aerodynamic efficiency has been increased by 15% because of all of the new body panels. Now let's check out the rear of the car, one of the most interesting and unique parts. For one, instead of having 2 taillights, we now have 4. It also looks a lot sharper and is reminiscent of the 812 Superfast, but the coolest feature is the louvered engine bay cover that harks back to the Ferrari F40. Check this out. We've got 3 cut vents in the engine bay cover. Not only that, it is so easy to see almost the entire engine from outside of the car. And look at all of that carbon fiber. We've also got an integrated rear spoiler that apparently harks back to the 308. Check that out. The rear end of the car is absolutely fabulous. Come around to the side, there's not too many changes from the 488. The vent is slightly different, as well as the side skirt. Let's take a look at the interior. Absolutely stunning. Carbon fiber everywhere. Some differences between the 488. We have a smaller diameter steering wheel, as well as a 7-inch passenger display. Let's go ahead and hop inside. These bucket seats are both extremely comfortable and supportive all at the same time. The steering wheel feels to be the perfect diameter. I actually like this smaller shape. The overall interior does look very similar to the 488, but the slight updates are welcome. Love the look of the satin carbon fiber. That is stunning. Of course, we also have the steering wheel mounted rev counter. Love that feature. Slightly restyled center console area as well. Look at that beautiful carbon fiber door panel. Blue is not a color you typically see on Ferraris, but what do you guys think? Would you take the blue F8 Tributo or the red one? I think it actually looks fabulous in this color. Just looking at the front end, it is crazy to see how complex the aerodynamic elements are. We've got the center S duct in here, we've got cooling there, we've got brake ducts over here, and a lower splitter as well. All of it comes together though in such a pretty fashion. We even have a vent just above the headlight finished in beautiful carbon fiber. That looks fantastic. Here we can actually take a closer look at the F8 Tributo's engine outside of the car with its twin turbocharged V8 setup. It's amazing that an engine this compact can produce 710 horsepower. In a couple of weeks, Ferrari is dropping off an 812 Superfast at my house for an extended review. Let's take a sneak preview of the inside of this because it is loaded with carbon fiber options. The F12 was one of my favorite Ferraris of all time, and the 812 takes the driving dynamics to a whole nother level. It is so much sharper. The only thing is it doesn't quite sound as good as the F12, but look at all of the carbon fiber in here. Back there, there's actually a decent amount of storage space all throughout the interior. Something about yellow Ferraris, I dig it. I feel like no Geneva trip is complete without stopping over at an extreme luxury manufacturer. We are at Classen. Check out what they have done to this S-Class. Look at those curtains and look how much legroom we've got in this thing with a partition, dual screens, its own clock, and of course, champagne flutes. That is insane. It even has curtains for the rear window. Take a look at one of their Mercedes Sprinter van conversions. I love the Maybach style seats. We've got 2 trays for getting work done. And check out, that's kind of reminiscent of the last generation of Maybach's roof. That is absolutely gorgeous. A massive center display as well. As you guys know from my review, I am a huge fan of the Giulia Quadrifoglio. I think it's a better car than the M3 and it's definitely more unique. Check this out with a Racing Heritage livery and some carbon fiber canards on the front. I think this looks awesome. And just as I thought the front splitters were getting overly complicated on road cars, check out the front splitter design on this Alfa Romeo F1 car. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look how many individual pieces this splitter is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is just unreal. And then check out all of the brake cooling work as well. Look how complex this side skirt is. So they've got these new halos on the Formula 1 cars for safeties in case of rollovers so you don't snap your neck. Interestingly enough, while it looks like it would obstruct your field of view, the drivers are looking so far ahead. Apparently, according to them, you don't actually notice the halo whatsoever. That's kind of hard to imagine, but I'll take their word for it. And then once again, look how complex the aerodynamics on this rear wing are. Wow, the front headlights on this new SUV concept by Alfa are absolutely mesmerizing. As you can see, the Geneva Auto Show isn't only about the cars, you also get to learn about the technology that goes into the cars, tire technology, as well as brake advancements, hybrid powertrains, electric charging stations, and more. And just seeing how all of the different manufacturers produce their booths and display all of their items is pretty cool. And then of course you get to stumble upon manufacturers that you've never even heard of, like this, kind of similar to an Ariel Atom, except it is all electric. I like the way these look. Oh, here we go. This might be the craziest thing yet at the Geneva Auto Show. Apparently this is a flying car over here. Check this out, guys. It's called the PAL V or PAL 5. It is a car that within 3 to 5 minutes turns into a helicopter and can actually fly. That is unbelievable. Check out the interior of this thing too. All right, check this out. We are getting up close and personal with the PAL V. The interior looks like something straight out of a commercial airliner. That is freaking cool. I wonder what the paddles do in this instance. Talk about a unique shape and design as well. Check it out with the running gear in operation. Imagine how ridiculous that would be flying. Now it's converting into car mode. That is a literal transformer. Check this out, a live demonstration of the Audi e-tron drivetrain. That is really cool to see. The Audi A7 has always been an amazing looking car, but I think the latest generation takes that to another level, and the new interior is absolutely mesmerizing. I definitely need to get my hands on one of these for a review. Let's check out what the inside's like. Check this out, very similar screen setup to the Q8 that I just revealed, with the virtual cockpit right here, as well as the 2 displays in the center console. It feels so upscale considering this is just an A7 and not an RS7 or an A8L. Love the pattern of these seats as well. Interestingly enough, it looks like Audi didn't bring the facelifted R8. They kind of silently dropped that out of nowhere, and I haven't been able to see one in person yet. In pictures, it does look very cool, but you can never tell until you see it in the flesh. Well, I figured we'd end the second Geneva video off exactly where we started, at the Lamborghini stand. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. We've got a ton of exciting content coming up, more from the Geneva Auto Show. There are a lot more reveals to show you guys. As always, I look forward to seeing you next video.